On September 10th, 2025, the news cycle stopped. Phones buzzed. Headlines screamed. And America was left in shock. Charlie Kirk, a man known for his unapologetic voice in conservative politics, was shot while speaking at Utah Valley University. This wasn't just another headline. This was the kind of moment that makes a nation pause and ask, what is happening to us? So let's walk through what really happened, why it matters, and what it says about the times we're living in. It was just after noon to 12:10 p.m. when Kirk stepped onto the stage at Utah Valley University. The event was part of his campus tour, a familiar routine where he takes questions, debates ideas, and challenges students to think differently about politics, culture, and America's future. But then, chaos. Witnesses recall the sound, sharp, sudden, unmistakable. Gunfire inside the venue. Charlie Kirk collapsed, struck in the neck. Panic spread instantly. Some ran for the exits. Others ducked under chairs. A few froze in silence, too stunned to move. Within minutes, campus police swarmed the building. Emergency responders carried Kirk out as sirens filled the air. He was rushed to a nearby hospital, his condition critical. And just like that, a speech became a scene of tragedy. Authorities moved fast. A man was detained, questioned, and at first believed to be the shooter. But within hours, police confirmed he wasn't the one. The real shooter was still out there. The campus went into lockdown. Students received alerts on their phones. Shelter in place. Avoid windows. Stay inside. Helicopters hovered. FBI agents joined local police, combing the ground for answers. Meanwhile, the nation watched and waited. Would Charlie Kirk survive? Would the shooter be caught? And, perhaps most haunting of all, was this the beginning of something even worse? The reaction was swift and loud. President Joe Biden condemned the attack, calling it an unacceptable act of political violence. Former President Donald Trump called it cowardly, a strike not just against a man, but against free speech itself. Lawmakers, journalists, celebrities, left, right, and center, all echoed the same truth. Violence is never the answer. On social media, hashtags like Pray for Charlie trended worldwide. Outside the hospital, supporters gathered, some kneeling in prayer, others holding handwritten signs of hope. Even critics, people who strongly oppose Kirk's politics, spoke out, reminding us that disagreement should never cost a life. But who is Charlie Kirk? And why does the story hit so deeply? At just 31 years old, Kirk built a movement. He founded Turning Point USA, a student organization dedicated to conservative values. He became a familiar face on television, on podcasts, and in books. To his supporters, he's bold, courageous, and unafraid to speak truths others shy away from. To his critics, he's divisive, combative, even extreme. Love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable: his influence on America's political conversation. And that's why this shooting wasn't just about him. It was about what he represents. And that leads us to the bigger question: what does this incident say about the state of America today? Think about it. College campuses, once seen as safe spaces for learning and debate, are now battlegrounds of tension. Public figures, from politicians to journalists, face threats at a level we've never seen before. Polarization has reached a point where disagreement feels dangerous. This shooting is more than one moment. It's a warning. It tells us what happens when words are replaced with weapons, when debate turns into violence, when democracy itself starts to feel fragile. Experts are clear. When political violence enters the public square, the cost is not just the victim. The cost is to all of us. It silences voices. It spreads fear. It teaches people that speaking out comes with a price. And that's something a free nation cannot afford. So where do we go from here? Investigators are still searching for the shooter. They're still asking why. Was it political? Was it personal? Or was it something else entirely? Charlie Kirk remains in the hospital. His family and friends remain by his side. His supporters keep vigil. And his critics, though they may not agree with his words, stand in solidarity against the violence. But perhaps the biggest question isn't about who pulled the trigger. It's about what we choose to do next. Will we allow violence to define our politics? Will we allow fear to silence debate? Or will we remember that disagreement is not the enemy? Hate is? This incident is more than just a headline. It's a wake-up call, a reminder that our nation is fragile, and a challenge to every one of us to demand better dialogue, better security, better unity. Charlie Kirk's story is still being written. His recovery is still uncertain. The investigation is still ongoing. But one truth has already emerged. Violence will never build the future we want. So let's keep talking. Let's keep debating. But let's do it with words, not weapons. Thank you for watching. Stay informed. Stay respectful. And if you want to keep following stories that shape our world, don't forget to subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Because at the end of the day, the future of America depends on it.